Hey, you've reached channel Creative Writing Prose. I'm Robin, and this video will be about, me telling you about 15 things you should know about writers. First thing you should know about writers is we tend to be kind of messy. We're creative people, we like to sort of improvise, because essentially we have to remember a lot of characters' names, and you might not be good at remembering people's names. We tend to have a relatively good memory of where we put things, despite it not always being in the same place. And we don't tend to mind the clutter because we see clutter as everything we need where we need it, and that's it, so don't tidy it up. Two, we're kind of fussy and paranoid. Some would call it superstitious. I'm pretty sure it's paranoia. We tend to have things a certain way despite our messy desks, and we tend to like doing the same thing over and over and over again when it comes to writing something, because we kind of believe it's good luck or bad luck, or we believe that if we don't do it, the writing won't work out, or we just can't do it. Three, we tend to be kind of bad at dieting and eating healthy. When you're immersed in a piece and you may have had breakfast earlier that morning, you keep writing and keep writing and keep writing, and then you start realizing you feel terrible, and that's usually because you haven't eaten in 6 hours or something crazy like that. And we tend to be very obsessively dedicated to whatever piece we're writing and getting it finished, and in doing so we neglect our health, which explains the bad dieting thing. 4, we tend to be more outdoorsy. We tend to like being inside, obviously, where our manuscripts can't get rained on or blown away or anything else that could possibly damage our laptops or things like that. And of course, when you're writing for several hours straight on a laptop, you need a decent power supply. 5, we tend to space out in public. Yet another reason it's good to stay indoors as a writer. We'll tend to sit at a cafe or something, and we'll be sort of looking around or people watching, and then we get an idea for a story, even if it's a short story, or we get inspired of how we're going to complete, or how we're going to better complete the story that we're already working on, and then we completely forget who we're talking to, where we are, and that we should be listening. 6, as I just mentioned before, we like to people watch. We get inspiration from people we'll see at the supermarket or the gym or pretty much anywhere else we happen to go and see people. 7, when it comes to taking down notes and things like that, we tend to favor pen to paper rather than a tablet or a smartphone or a laptop. Yeah, we just tend to favor doing it by hand to start with. I don't know why it is. There's probably some sort of science behind it, but yeah, we're not the people who are going, I'll just put that in my phone. We're the people who pull out a possibly relatively crumpled notepad, a traditional paper notepad, and a pen when we're somewhere and take down notes that way. 8, we have a fear, love, hate relationship with the rest of the human race. We tend to be very shy and often don't have very good self-esteem when it comes to our work, and so that's why we're not actors, we're writers. Essentially what that means is we tend to like to subtly email something to you or hand it off to you, leave you to it, and then fear as in don't want to hear your feedback because we're terrified it's going to be bad, or nervously await your feedback and convince ourselves that it's going to be terrible. As for the love, we do love the positive affirmations and whatever support we do get, and we tend to hate every dumb question we get in relation to our work. 9, for us, working alone isn't really alone, because we have all these characters we have to talk to and interact with, and neighbors and family and whoever you live with, and that sort of thing. We're never really alone. 10. We become so immersed in our work that the world news and what's actually going on in the world becomes irrelevant to us. It just isn't a priority, because we got our own world to deal with. And it's a lot. It's ridiculous. 11. We're prone to rely on ourselves. A lot of people, when it comes to being told, hey, I'm a writer, they tend to respond with, well, good luck with that, or, you know, that's going to be a lot of hard work, or they just look at you as if you actually don't do anything all day, and that way due to that, we tend to rely on ourselves, partly because we have to write the book ourselves, and we tend to have sort of trust issues when it comes to handing off our book to beta readers and editors and pretty much anyone new, so that part of the process is always a bit trying for us. 12. We know that there's a difference between writing fiction and writing non-fiction. When writing non-fiction, you are presenting facts and figures and statistics and recorded experiences in an entertaining way. When you're writing non-fiction, you are creating a new idea or even a whole new world which is not based in reality. Or maybe based on reality, but it isn't actually real. Number 13, we tend to be the black sheep in the family. We tend to be a little unusual. We tend to be difficult to understand by our relatives. 14. Our enthusiasm to write tend to go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down a lot. Our enthusiasm to write tends to be very temperamental, and we can go from loving a piece that we're working on to hating it from day to day. Even if we love a piece in general, we tend to struggle on some days. And 15, the final thing to know about writers, or the 15th thing to know about writers, is we tend to research some weird stuff. Depending on especially what we like to write about, especially if it's things like homicide or mythical creatures. Feel free to comment down in the comment section down below about why you like to write prose or have an interest in writing prose, and yeah, share this video, like this video, and check me out on, subscribe to my channel of course, and check me out on Facebook and Twitter, links in the description. Keep being creative.